have one more club who's going to come up and share their experience. To do that, it is Hia Toastmasters from Oman. It is an Arabic-speaking club, a ladies-only club, which was struggling for 2-3 years, and that's when two coaches, DTM Kalpana Prakash and Lakshmi, were appointed as the coaches, and they are now on track for good. So, without further ado, please put your hands together to hear it from the person herself. DTM Kalpana Prakash. Over to you, DTM Kalpana.
Thank you. Thank you for the complete. Thank you, wonderful team, the CGD team, for giving us an opportunity to share our experiences and also as club coach, our successful club coach story with you, with all of you. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Thank you again for the opportunity to share our success stories along with my fellow Toastmaster DTM Lakshmi and also my co-coach. February 28, 2020. It was a celebration time. Why? Because here, Toastmasters Club under District 105, Division D and Area 9 achieved a very great success story. It was the members had reached 20 and their DCP was 6. They were a distinguished club. It was a proud moment for me and DTM Lakshmi. Similar to a feeling when you see your child, you nurture your child, you see the developments from the sitting stage, crawling, walking, taking the first few steps, running, and then finally jumping. So we were also jumping that we did so good as a team and along with team here. It was around end of 2018 when myself and Lakshmi had almost given our many speeches and we were in the advanced projects. We were almost on the verge of completing it. And besides the communication part, we had also served as leaders in the club. We had taken as president, VP, VPM, all the roles we had taken. And DTM Lakshmi was also an area director around at that time. So we were wondering, we had also conducted YLP and a very fruitful HPL. And we thought, what next? We were wondering and looking for opportunities to implement our Toastmaster learning for the benefit of others. Because as a true Toastmaster, one of the very important qualities is sharing, is caring, to help others with our learnings and help to get them more successful in their paths. It was at that time a very appropriate time when our mentor, DTM Mohammed Salar, had arranged a club coach training and a workshop. He was a role model for us because he had recently completed as a successful coach and revived a club to great heights. And the workshop which he had conducted brought in a lot of learnings. We were really truly inspired by that. But he had really told us that serving as a coach may not be easy, but the experience is going to be exceptionally rewarding. And we really believed and we trusted and we experienced also the same. So coaching is unlocking people's potential, as DTM Rania had already mentioned about this. To maximize their own performance, it is more often helping them to learn rather than teaching them. We fully agreed to this, and this was our inspiration. So when we received this formal coach letter for TMI, it was on May 22nd, 2019 at 8:15 p.m. that we are appointed as club coach to here. We were really looking forward to work for this club. The main thing, once we got a formal appointment, was we saw this dashboard which showed 8 members. Yes, we said we have to work on this. We need to be courageous and we need to be persistent. So what was the action plan? Main thing is to build a rapport with the club. For this, our DTM Lakshmi had already started the process because she was an area director at that time. She was very in an area, and HIA club was in her area, and she had already, it was interacting with the members there and built a rapport with the club members. And I, along with her, went to further strengthen this rapport with the newly appointed leaders and the club members. We assessed the club environment, how we went on regular club visits. The club used to meet on Wednesdays, every alternate Wednesdays in Baushar, in Polyclinic, which was very close to our place and which really facilitated our familiarizing with the club environment and also helps us to instill enthusiasm, camaraderie, and the structure within the club. We strategized on working on the education goals, the membership, the training, administration, and finally, which all would give a wonderful outcome on the DCP points. Education goals, many of them were already in the traditional path, and they were almost in the completion of their CC and the CL manuals. We encouraged them to complete the CC manuals, and we always offered help with their speeches if necessary. And they always are very grateful for that. The membership, yes, of course, we had to work on that because it was only 8 members at that time. But then we know that new members will bring in new energy, new ideas. So we also, a big focus was on the membership goals. Training, yes, because they were newly appointed leaders, the ExCom members, and we explained the benefits of getting the training, and they did. We targeted that all the 7 members get the training, whether it could be the regular training or the makeup court. We ensured that all the 7 members did get the training. And of course, we also looked up into the administration part. We did encourage, we were lucky to have the August training, which was held on 2nd of August when few members got trained. And then luckily, Division E, for the few members who could not attend on 2nd August, we also encouraged them to go for the makeup court. Luckily, Division E was arranging a makeup court in Arabic. So our members in here were thrilled because they felt very comfortable with the language, and we facilitated to help them to get this training. And of course, September time, the renewals. It was a reminder for renewals, both the existing members, the new members, the reinstated members. So we said, yes, this was a time, and this was a time for us to work on the membership goals. And soon in November, we saw that the members increased to 15. Our goal was still, DCP was still 1. Again, we were so fortunate to attend another club coach training online, which was conducted by none other than our DTM Gurvinder Singh Pan, who was then the CGD. This gave us a lot of takeaways. First and foremost, I was so inspired by this. What got you here, what get you there. So whatever efforts we had put, we knew that we had to work much and much more, especially on the education and the membership. Yes. We were smart enough to take away all the smart goals and the smart actions which were taught to us in this session. Quality club meetings, yes, we focused on that because we attended their club meetings regularly. We were so happy. Even with few members, they never missed a session. And we attended every session so that it was a moral support for them. Of course, most of it was held in Arabic, but I had the advantage of knowing Arabic, especially the spoken and the listening Arabic. And listening makes a big change. I learned a lot in the process, not only the Toastmaster speeches, but also the Arabic language. The member achievement recognition was very much stressed upon by DTM Gurvinder Singh, and we did exactly the same. And for the member campaign and building, we worked along with the VPM VPM Toastmaster Nawal, she was very active, enthusiastic, and she suggested that they bring in more guests because they had shifted their venue at that time to another place from the polyclinic to another place with a company uh, uh, complex. So it was easy for her to motivate the place where she was working. So she could motivate her colleagues to come and attend the sessions in the same building. So that really helped. So we did take the SMART goals and SMART action plans, the membership achievement recognition, because we are so proud that the president of HIA Club, she was awarded the most coveted award, that's the Distinguished Toastmaster Award, around after this time. Then again, it was time for December, January time when we had the court training. So again, it's a new set of members, new who had joined in could benefit for this because there were a couple of VPEs who had, a couple of roles which had to be changed, and VPE, the new VPE was arrived, and we decided to train her as well. So the outcome of a CPC, in medical profession, I've learned CPR, but here I learned CPC, courageous, be courageous, persistent, and committed. The goal, what we had seen, was from 8 members in May 2019, it reached 20 in March 2020. Thanks to the efforts of HIA Toastmasters, the VPM and the president and the VP and the other members who worked hard for this. Yes, the goals in July 2019 was 0, but then to the persistent efforts, we reached 6. So that was a moment of pride for all of us. Our communication channels, as described by previous coaching sessions, what we learned was, of course, apart from visiting the clubs, we also communicated regularly with the president, the VPM, the VPE, and the secretary, and asked him to cascade the information to the rest of the members. It was either by WhatsApp or telephone, whether it was the dashboard results, the contest training, the club DCP points, the pathway essential webinars were frequently shared, and they were informed and also encouraged to attend these sessions. Of course, nothing comes easy. It was not a bed of roses. We did have our challenges. One main challenge was, of course, the transition from the conventional to the pathways. Because there were few members who were already in the traditional path, the conventional path, and they were almost on the verge of completing. So we had to encourage these members. And there were new members who had just joined and they were eager to learn about pathways. So that transition took a bit of time. Then, of course, the change of venues. It was from venue 1 to venue 2, and finally the online sessions. The physical venues were 2, and the online session finally reached to online session. They were a bit hesitant about it, but then our VPM and the VP were so enthusiastic and they were eager to learn, and they were ready to adapt the change. So they visited our home club, the SAB Toastmasters Club, many times for the online meetings. They participated in our table topics and our speeches in many other roles. And then they got encouraged. They said, why not? And we also will start the online meetings. So they did. And now we are so happy that they are meeting regularly every week. So from what the physical sessions they used to meet only once in 2 weeks, it became now every week meeting. That was really nice. And then, of course, the language, as I said, it was an Arabic language, was a challenge because we could not get members who were, we wanted members only who were interested in Arabic speeches and talking in Arabic. So I did help in bringing a lot of members, but few of them could join and few of them could not join. And language, another hindrance was, though I'm fluent in, I should admit that, though I'm fluent in Arabic, when it comes to speeches, I still struggle. So I could not give a proper speech in that club. And next, of course, it was an all-women's club. So when it came to building the members, we had a choice of only allowing only women or only the ladies. to join the club. So these were the challenges. But then, of course, we did help to overcome all this. And take a message from this is, don't be like a wheel. Don't be like a wheel that drives them, but be like a GPS that guides them. Perseverance is the key. And as Toastmasters, as who has already communicated to us, by sharing your knowledge and leading by example, you will set a standard of excellence that persists even after your assignment is complete. We, Toastmaster Truly Yours and Lakshmi, are still continue to be a part of here Toastmasters. Though our assignment is complete, we still like to be with them and encourage them and always be by their side. And of course, the recognition. This was wonderful. As our CGD teams always believes that we have to recognize the members, and they did as promised. They congratulated us and they presented us this wonderful trophy for the Club Coach Excellence Award. Thank you, CGD team. Yes, so before I leave, at the moment, there's so much to be proud of, but there's still lots to build on. Thanks for giving your time and hope to see you again next year. Thank you so much. Over to you, MC.
Thank you so much, DTM Kalpana and DTM Lakshmi. You are truly the heroes of here Toastmasters Club, and thank you for sharing your wonderful experience.